Hi, my name is Kara, and I was looking at my videos that I made a couple years ago, and I cringed, and I was like, oh my goodness, because I struggle so much with being an introvert, and I thought so much good has happened in the past couple of years, and I thought about it, and I thought about how a couple years ago I had not uh, had a public job since I was like 20, and I had not um, had a babysitting job for a while. And when I would go to apply for jobs, people kept saying that I acted nervous. And I think it's so funny because still, when I have a new job, I'm still like, when I start, I'm just like the nervous new person there, and I I think it's like a seasonal introversion, and it just drives me up the wall because I'm really not that kind of person. Actually have a very quirky personality, and I have a lot of friends, and it just drives me crazy. and um, but yeah, like in the last couple years, I have just worked at so many places and met so many good people, and I have traveled a lot. I've always loved traveling, and I just I've lost over 30 pounds because I have tried to watch my sugar levels and just try to eat what feels good, and it's just been a good side effect of that. And um anyways, I used to be an emo, and I used to wear a lot of dark makeup and black nail polish, and as you can see, I don't wear any makeup. And this has been a personal choice for me. I just started not wearing makeup because it just felt like it was a burden to me after a while. I was wearing at least two or three types every day, and it just felt like it was something that I thought I had to have. And one night, I just had a wonderful dream, and it just showed me um, what it would be like to not have to worry about touching my makeup all the time and meeting people and not worried about it, and just um, them getting to know me for who I am, and just positive things. And I thought that would be so wonderful. It just felt like a burden was lifted. And the dream showed me many other things too. That was definitely not all that the dream showed me, but um, I just thought that would be wonderful. And back then, I didn't tweeze my eyebrows because I kind of like my big eyebrows. but anyways, that's something I've kind of picked up, but every once in a while I slack off on it, and I still keep them pretty big. But yeah, um, I mostly started the channel because I just love um, checking out people's videos on their channels and their tips and their fashion advice, especially the people who dress modestly and people who seem to know how to budget. I mean, there are so many good people out there, but I sometimes am bothered by the fact that so many of them say you have to go to like the name brand shops and all that just to find modest clothes. And especially if you want to wear modest dresses and stuff. And to me, that makes it really hard on those who just can't afford that. And a lot of us can't. And so I've really enjoyed the channels where where they seem to have really good tips and they show really cute stuff and they don't really stress on having to have the name brands and stuff. And I've seen that there's kind of a need for that because it seems like the people that aren't as well off have the really grainy videos like me, or a lot of times, like I'll see them stop, like they'll be doing a good thing and then they'll stop or they'll change their channel or whatever, but it just happens and I don't know if anybody is interested in mine, but um, I just saw that there's kind of more of a need for that, I feel, and there aren't a lot of channels where people just seem to where they just where they show modest clothes, but not necessarily, like it seems like when you look at modest clothes, it seems like they have to have like the long skirts, or they have to wear like the headgear, like the head scarves and stuff, and I respect those people that are that way, but that's just not my lifestyle, and but I'm very conservative, and um, I don't wear my shorts and my skirts above my knees, and I don't wear makeup. I don't have piercings. I've never cut my hair. Um, and I mean, I don't go sleeveless. I don't have a huge thing wrong with people who do, as long as it's modest. But I mean, that's just my personal preferences. Um, but but I'm a very conservative person, and I just I guess I find it hard to find ones that kind of understand. I think that some people seem to get it, to get more on what is my personal convictions than others, but anyways, but the main thing is trying to dress godly in a way that you want people to perceive you. And the thing is, if you're living godly, I feel like your dress will reflect that. If you're living as close to God as you know how. And I don't feel like you have to wear a certain uniform. That's just how I feel. But I do feel like if you are living the way that you're supposed to live, or as close as you know how, that your walk, everything will be affected by that. And anyways, that's just how I feel about it. And anyways, like I said, I'm a very very quirky person, and um, I just that comes out a lot in the way that I am. I went through so many stages in life. I went through my country phase. I went through my hippie phase, and sometimes my phases would be around the same time. And I was a punk emo kid, and I have this lanyard. I've had this since I was 16 years old. I don't even drink soap anymore. and my Ninja Turtle shirt. Now, the reason why always wear Ninja Turtles is in memory of um, my cousin who died when I was a kid. We were best friends, and Ninja Turtles just puts a smile on my face because we used to play Ninja Turtles together when we were kids, and he passed away when I was 5. So I just love these things that remind me of him, and anyways, but God has brought me through so much in life, so much more than it seems like a lot of people go through, and I am so thankful. I owe everything to him because I know where I was, and I know how depressed I was, and I know um, how God allowed that I even walked away from committing suicide. And he's just been so good to me all my life. And I thought one thing that's been really good that's happened the last couple of years is God's just allowed me to have contentment in my life. A couple of years ago or so, I really didn't think I could be at this point at my age, but I really am so thankful for all that God's done, and I I thought I've never had a boyfriend, and I'm sure there's a lot of girls out there like that. And I'm 28 years old, and but I thought I am so content in just trying to live in the center of God's will. And to me, you know, well, that would be, wonderful thing. And I see so many people that are blessed in their relationships. It's just, it's something that is not, it's not a promised thing. And I have had 2 uncles that passed away when they were in their early 30s and who never married. And they just, in the last bit, I mean, they just seem to just draw close to God. And they they were just such examples and inspirations to me. And I have seen so many that were content and passed from this life and never had a companion. And I thought it'd be wonderful if God granted me that in this life. It would be awesome. But I thought God is writing the story of my life, and He knows what I stand in need of more than anyone. And I thought, you know, I am still on the road to recovery in so many things, but God has brought me such a long ways, and I just feel like that we should encourage each other and put more positive things out there. And I will pray for anybody who asks for prayer, no matter what it is. And if you just need to talk, you can talk. And I'm a good listener. And I'll just tell you whatever I feel like I need to tell you. And Lord knows I need prayers. And I just hope that I can do some good, but through my channels. And feel free to check them out. Talk to you later.